Hi, this is Bijay Shah, National Director of BNI in the UAE and Qatar. And this year, our theme is Better Together. We've had some overwhelming success in the last couple of years during the pandemic. It has been a challenging time for many, and yet we've seen our members grow and more business and referrals being passed. So, this year is all about how the BNI system really helps the business community out there and how can we all become better by being together, better together. Inviting visitors to your chapter is one of the key commitments all new members sign up to. And the reason for that is the bigger your chapter, the stronger your chapter, and the more healthier your chapter. So it's very important that you continuously share this with others. And the primary driving force behind this should be always about helping others. Our philosophy is givers gain. So when you're inviting somebody, it's from a giver's perspective. It's not because you want to just grow your chapter for the sake of numbers. It's actually identifying somebody out there who could actually benefit from this. It's a time tested and proven system. We've been doing this for 37 years. Why not share this with others? Why not others benefit from what BNI has to offer them for their business? I've been doing this for 17 years and I yet come across many people. I was actually at a chapter meeting very recently. I met a visitor and she said to me, I have been in Dubai for 5 years. How come I've never heard of BNI? How come I didn't know about this? How come nobody told me about this before? So, members, this video series that I'm going to be sharing over the next few weeks is really to help you inviting visitors for the right reasons. So, the most difficult challenge that members have is I don't know anybody. Who do I invite? And what I want to do is really share you ideas and tips which would help you on identifying who to invite and then, of course, who to invite. So, for the first session today, I'm going to keep it very short. I want to introduce you to something called the Dunbar's number. If you've never heard of this before, let me explain what the Dunbar's number is. And you can look it up, you can Google it. Wikipedia says the Dunbar's number is actually, and it's actually named after a gentleman called Dunbar. It's a suggested cognitive limit to the number of people with whom one can maintain a stable social relationship. These are relationships in which an individual knows who each person is and how each person relates to every other person. So think about it. These days, with all the devices that we have, the technology that's out there, if you look up your phone, and if I were to ask you, how many contacts do you have on your phone? Chances are it's going to be well over a few hundred. And for many people, it's going to be probably over 1,000 or maybe 2,000 or 3,000 even. If we happen to be on LinkedIn, chances are, again, in LinkedIn, we'll have hundreds and some people have thousands of contacts. Facebook, another social media channel that many of us are engaged in, we have a lot of friends. And the question really is, with how many of these people do we have a strong, stable relationship? We may know these people, but do we speak to these people regularly? Do we know their personal situation? So the chances are, according to Dunbar, as a human being, we can only process up to 150 relationships at any given time. That's the maximum. If you want to look at all those relationships that you have today, and then you fast forward, say 5 years from today or 10 years from today, or for that matter, if you look at all the relationships that you would probably put in this circle today, and you go back 5 or 10 years, are these the exact same people that were in your circle at that time? Or will these be the same people that'll be there at that time? Chances are no. The key core people will always be there, but there are also people moving in and out of your life for different reasons. People come into our lives, people go out of our lives. But our closest relationships, whether they're personal, they're friends, they're business associates, they will always remain. So when you're inviting somebody into your BNI chapter, amongst the first people that you do want to think about are those closest relationships. Think about it. Who are the 5 close business relationships that you have or that you know? These are people that you speak to multiple times a week. These are people who you bounce off ideas with. You go to them as mentors. They could even be people who look up to you, and they call you regularly. So you have a very, very close business relationship with them. Who are these 5 people? If you've been in business for a decent amount of time, if you're successful in business, chances are you will have these close business relationships. Put down those names, 5 of them, and ask yourself, have I invited these people to my BNI chapter? Chances are you might have not. And if you haven't, then now is a good opportunity to invite them either to your chapter, or if you find that the category is already taken in your chapter, then invite them to another chapter and they will be forever thankful to you. So that's 5 close business relationships. And then the next 15 will be people who you have a good business relationship with. Typically, these would be your clients, these could be your suppliers. Who are the people you deal with on a regular basis? Again, up to 15 of them. So in total, 20 people you could invite to your chapter at your next meeting. Think about it. They will be forever grateful to you. I remember a time when I went to a chapter meeting. We had a member there who'd been around for a good 6 or 7 years, and he used to struggle with visitors. I was talking to him. It was a big group that he was part of, and we were at the far end of the room, and we could see all the people walking in through the door at the other end of the room. It just so happened that a visitor walked in through that room, and the person that I was speaking to, he's made eye contact with this visitor who walked in. And I said to him, do you know that person? He said, yes, and I'm surprised he's here. I said, why? He said, I never imagined that he would come to BNI. I said, tell me more. He said, well, he's actually my neighbor. He's in the office next to mine. I'm in the furniture business. He's in the travel business. And I've just never thought that he would be the BNI kind of person. He knew that that person would benefit from BNI, but he made a judgment saying, I didn't think he would be the kind of person who would accept an invitation from me. And that's why I never invited him in all these years. Somebody else ended up inviting that person. And as that person came closer, they shook hands. The first reaction from this visitor was, oh, what are you doing here? Are you a member of this? How come nobody's told me about this before? And there was a chuckle. And I looked into the eye of the member after the meeting and I said, so what is your learning today? He said, yes, I really shouldn't judge anybody. At the end of the day, if I want them to be part of my chapter, my role is just to invite them and to show them the opportunity. Whether they join or not, that's not my problem. Whether they even turn up or not, that's not my problem. My duty is how many people can I show this opportunity with? And if I do a good job of that, that's good enough. Ask yourself, are you judging people? Or are you just inviting because you want others to benefit? Have a great day and look out for more of these videos which will give you more tips and ideas. Thank you.